Hello and welcome everyone. This is Ruse TV and my name is Nick. I'm here for ATR Oz Team Racing. It's Friday night. It's the GT3 series and we are getting ready to do round number 6, which won't be a 65-minute race. It's going to be a 2 35-minute races. So apologies for the misleading welcome screen there. But getting all set. Ready to go. We're going to kick off things very, very shortly. But before we do that, let's take a quick look back at things. Last round a couple of weeks ago was in Japan at the mighty Suzuka circuit, and it was Breno Ellis in a fantastic performance. He was able to take home race victory. So for Breno Ellis, that was his second race victory of the season. And puts him within striking distance of the championship as well. So it was. It came with some sad news I think it was his grandfather that passed away a few hours after or prior. I can't remember, but he did pass away. So condolences to the Alice family, and very sorry to hear about his loss. Moving on, it was Dan Icarus who took out the Pro-Am race victory there. Started in P12, finished in P9, so a nice performance from him. And Jack Steele for the AM class, he qualified in P4 and finished the race in P2, so another strong result there from the Lexus driver. In terms of standings, it is very, very tight at the top right now. It's only 3.5 points that separates them. It's 274 points on top is Glory Babby, 3.5 ahead of Breno Ellis. So after that race victory last week, and it wasn't a good race for for Glory Babby. He and Aidan Squires came together lap 1 up through the centre S's there. And then he had another bit of contact later in the race as he was trying to make his way through the field. So he finished 10th last week, last round. So that put a bit of a dent in his championship lead. John Zhu is sitting in a very strong third position there, so doing a fantastic season from him. Skinny Luke on 245 points. Hamilton is only 3 points behind him, as is Dan Icarus there, each on 242. Then it's Ben Hederman on 240, Matt Bursa 223, Chris Wren on 213, and Randy out the top 10. It's Tarab Bank on 208 points. In terms of the Pro-Am, it's Dan Icarus leading the way there, 242 points. He's got a 34-point lead now over Tarab Bank, that's sitting in second place there. So Dan Icarus looking to cement his championship aspirations with this round. Douglas there sitting in third on 154, just ahead of Matt Azar there on 151. A little bit further back, it's Harnett on 132. Shane Robbins close behind on 130, and Hayden Bevis on 124. Then it's Ryan Anderson, it's Andy Bear, and it is Braithfield on 115.5 points. In terms of the AM, it's Jack Steele leading the way, starting to open up a pretty hefty gap right now. 56 points, in fact. He's sitting ahead of Hudson there on 80.5. Chris Hoffman there on 34. Then you've got Cutler on 20. Herkinger, however you say it, 14.5. Whiteman and G. Anderson. Getting ready now just to have a quick look at the track. So it is 13 turns, it's 5.6 kilometres. The famous Paul Ricard circuit, probably more widely known for its testing capabilities and the one of many different types of track formations. So I think it used to be the test track of Toyota, I think, back in the day. But yeah, and all the signature of all the different colours around the red and the blue. It's like a grip tape around the side of them. But an exciting track, one that I actually quite enjoy. And we'll see if these guys enjoyed it as well this evening. This is what things look like in terms of the live images. I hope the sound is coming through a little bit better than it was last week. I've had a bit of a play around with the microphone and with the audio, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it is coming through loud and clear. But as you can see, Glory Babby up the top there, a 153.570. Now, there was a lot of talk about rain, about weather. There's Aidan Squires. So we'll see if the rain does eventuate. And it's been a big talking point throughout the week in the Discord. Everyone's been talking about it, mentioning about it. As you can see up the top there, the forecast says it's cloudy, but I don't see any rain icons up there. So we'll see how that does play out as just the last few drivers making their way through their laps. John Zhu, he's a late charger for fastest lap of the practice session, a 153.570, so a decent old marker there. I think he was at the top already. Was it Glory Babby? I thought it was Glory Babby. Anyway, 53.570. Does he improve on that? No, he doesn't. Oh, he does. Just a 53.510. So 6/100ths of a second. Here comes Gary Lawless. A minute 43 to go in this free practice. Let's see what he does. Etch Sketches out there as well, but everyone else, another strong field, 26 cars. So maybe the rain's kept away a few, but 26 still nice and healthy. Sprint race format tonight, so 2 35-minute races. I hope I've got the qualifying right. The last time I seemed to stuff it up. But I hope this is right. It should be a 10-minute qualifying session. It looks like it's a 10-minute qualifying session. And the two championship leaders, the two key protagonists, are heading out right now as we speak, Glory Babby and Breno Ellis. And I do believe it's just going to be a 10-minute free-for-all. So it doesn't matter what sort of rating you are, AM, Pro-Am, Pro, whatever. It is all systems go for everyone. This is Chris Wren out there, Etch a Sketch in the Nissan. I'm starting to get quite familiar now with all the different liveries that we've got out there. Skinny Luke as well, he's one of the championship protagonists. He's 245 points, currently sitting in 4th position right now. His last race he was 6th position. Before that he was 4th in race 2, so his last sprint race 10th and 4th, so went a little bit better in the second one. Last time we had sprint racing was at Zolder, and it was the first race. Everyone was pretty chill, everyone was sort of on best behaviour. It wasn't sort of too much sort of stuff going on, and in the second race it just exploded and it went absolutely bonkers in the second one. So will we see that again? We saw contact on the first lap last week between the race leaders Aidan Squires and Glory Babby, which opened up the door for Breno Ellis, and then he put his foot down and absolutely dominated that race. Would have loved to have seen those guys go for it, all three of them, around Suzuka last week. Wasn't to be though, and still takes nothing away from the sensational drive of Breno Ellis. So Breno Ellis was doing Breno Ellis kinds of things, and a fantastic, very well-deserved race victory from him last week as well. As we're just cycling through all of the cars that are heading out there right now. Andrew Gallagher, I was going to say Galloway. Andy Galloway, ex-footballer. Chris Hoffman's out there. Simon Phillips in the Meatworks entry. Desi Dodo, Gary Lawless, 26 cars in total. Let's have a look at one or two in particular. This is going to be quite interesting, isn't it? These guys, they've decided to go out together, basically, to do their first timed run. So we'll see how that goes. He's making his way up the back straight. 1.8 kilometres this straight goes for. So it's a lot of time on the accelerator and a lot of invalidations around this area of the track. Coming through turn 8, which is Signs, and then this corner goes for absolutely ever. You go into like the little village complex they call through here, through turn 10, the left-hander. This is all about patience, this part of the lap, I reckon. Patience and being technically proficient and accurate as well. You think that this corner is a lot easier than it actually looks. You can see there, just the back end, just stepping out a little bit there from Glory Babby. He's got Breno Ellis tucked in right behind him there as he makes his way along the front straight. This is going to be the first time lap, a 1:53.555. Breno Ellis is not going to submit a time, so perhaps that was invalidated on that previous trip around. What about Andrew Gallagher? No, he's a fair way off finishing the lap. Desi Dodo, he's not, so he'll be coming around shortly. So it's Glory Babby Jack Steele was the other one. Breno Alice is out there. Desi Dodo will be another one to cross the line, so we'll wait for what his time comes through. So 53.555, that's Glory Babby. Breno Alice currently on his hot lap right now as we speak. So we'll see how that shakes out for him shortly as he progresses around. Let's watch Dodo until the end. So he moves up into P5. Good strong start from Desi Dodo. It is Chris Hoffman in the Aston Martin. Good to see him out there week after week. He is a definite trier. Tries his absolute best every week. Doesn't always come off, but he comes back week in, week out. What about Breno Alice? So how's he going? So still got Glory Babby just up ahead of him, as you can see there, as he's making his way through the long right-hander of turn 9. It's a short, sharp shoot up to turn 10. The left-hander, as I was saying before, it's all about that technical proficiency, the accuracy and patience mixed together. Equal speed around that part of the track. Was that Glory Babby just kicking up a little bit of dust? So over halfway through the this session, so it was just a flat-out 10-minute session. As Alice goes top of the times at 53.292. What about Jack Steele? Is he slowing down? Yeah, he was. He's just winding up for a lap. What about Chris Wren? He crosses the line. P11 is where he is right now. Here's Tarab Bank. What's he got for us? Good enough for P9. Andrew Gallagher making his way across the line. Alice has invalidated his lap on this trip around, so he won't be able to have a crack at pole position just yet. What about Gary Lawless? He's out there. Desi Dodo coming through for another trip. He's not going to improve his time, nowhere near it. Dan Icarus is, though. He's almost a second up on his best time, currently P11. Aiden Squires sitting in P2 right now, so 16 100ths of a second off as Icarus moves up into P number 9 there. Who else is out there? I can see Andrew Gallagher, who's on a hot lap right now. Dylan Douglas and Aiden Squires is teleported back to the pits. Breno Alice is invalidated his lap again, so he's having a little bit of trouble setting a legal time, if you like. He's still sitting pole position though, at 153.292. Aiden Squires in second, 51 hundredths of a second behind. Glory Babby 2.5 tenths off pole position pace right now. Jack Steele out there, he's 2 tenths up on his best time, so that would get him pretty close to the front row. Let's see, Skinny Luke, he moves up into P6. Here's Jack Steele. Where can he come out? Can he get onto the front row of the grid? No, he can't. P3 though is still a pretty good starting position. Here's Tarab Bank. He's sitting second in the Pro-Am Championship, just tucked in behind Dan Icarus, who's a couple of spots ahead. And Tarab Bank doesn't improve his time enough. He's ping P13 right now. Here's Simon Phillips in the Meatworks entry, down there in P21. A minute and a half to go. P14 he moves up into. Breno Alice is out on a hot lap right now. He's almost a tenth up on his best time. Aiden Squires looks like he's prepping himself for a hot lap with a minute 22 left. Jack Steele is on a time lap right now, as is Glory Babby. So Breno Alice and Glory Babby spent the majority of this session, if not all of it, nose to tail. Right now it's Breno Alice out in front. He's 1.5 tenths up on his best time. Glory Babby's 2 tenths up on his best time right now. Aiden Squires is not a timed lap on this trip around, but the top 4 are all within a couple of car lengths of each other right now. It's almost like we're racing already with less than a minute to go in qualifying. We'll be racing very, very shortly. 2 35-minute sprint races this evening. Glory Babby has invalidated his lap, so game over for him on this trip around. He'll have one more go at it if his tyres will still last up. Breno Ellis, though, 1.5 tenths up. He's going to improve to a 153.195. Jack Steele, he's almost a tenth up on his best time. That wouldn't be enough to... Oh, or could it? Let's see. Can he get onto the front? Can he steal pole position here, Jack Steele? It was looking all right. He might get onto the front row of the grid, though. He doesn't. He misses out by 2 1/100ths of a second. Morosk just trying to get across everyone. Here's Andy Bear. I don't think Andy Bear was here last week, so good to see him out there in the Porsche. Good enough for P16 right now, Morosk. So Alice is on a timed lap. So is Zeus. Steele is in the pits. Aiden Squires, we've gone 000, so all of these trips across the line are going to be the final ones. Here's Braithfield. No, I got it wrong with the other team, Kiwi Racing car. I always mix them up. They're identical liveries. Dan Icarus. He is sitting in P12. So Alice improving. Zoo not improving. Or is Zoo going to improve? Sorry, I just cut away. So Alice has up by 2 tenths on his best time right now. Sorry to everyone else who's out there finishing a lap. Douglas is finishing a lap. Where will he come out? Maybe P19. But Breno Alice still improving on his time. So he's got that BMW hooked up. Zoo is down on his best time. Steele is in the pits. Squires is not in the picture. Everyone else is in the pits. It's just Breno Alice and Aiden Squires. And I think it is going to be Breno Alice is just going to drive this home even further. Pardon the pun. But he's going to set a blistering time of a 153.062. Aiden Squires won't get near that. 2.5, almost 3 tenths off the pace. But congratulations, Breno Alice. He is the pole position sitter. And let me just put that in my notebook here. B. Alice. And that is his second pole position. So congratulations to him. And he's on an absolute roll at the moment. So since Zolder, he's gone pole position, a race victory, then another race victory, and pole position. So Breno Alice is on absolute fire right now. His main protagonist. I've used that word a lot tonight, haven't I? I've got to get that thumb in that word lock. Glory Babby down there in P6, so that's a bit odd for him. Ben Hederman. Didn't even see him out there, but congratulations, P5. Nice work from him. So apologies for not getting you on the stream earlier. Who else do we got? Bursa, Lawless, Pickin, Luke. Yeah, all the names that you would expect to see up there. So I think we are set for a enthralling 35 minutes around Paul Ricard. So far, the rain has not come. So we will see if it does eventuate. I'll be back in like a minute. All right, we are back and getting ready for round number 6 of this season. Well and truly getting into the business end of things now. But sprint race number 1, 2 30-minute races. Now, I was right about the qualifying. It's 10 minutes each. It's 30-minute races. And here we go. Breno Ellis is going to lead the way. John Zhu, Steele and Squires. That's your top four. Hederman in there as well. Glory Baby coming from the back there in P number 6.
Green light. Give it all.
There it is. Round number 6 is underway. Sprint race number 1, 30 minutes. Looks like Alice got a pretty good jump. So does Steele. Looking going to go around the outside. Is it going to go 3 wide into turn 1? It is. It is indeed. Alice goes a little bit wide. Steele almost turned it around. Everyone's managed to file through nicely. No incidents this week. Well done to everyone on their best behaviour. But it's Aiden Squires who's been the big beneficiary out of that. He's moved up into P2. Zoo. There's Jack Steele. Glory Babby going around the outside. Hederman, Lawless, Bursa are all in there as well. But right now, it's a clean set of heels that's being shown by the number 1 car, Breno Ellis, in P1. That's where he started. Is that almost like a bit of... I thought it looked like a splash of water there. Track says greasy, so it did say fast for qualifying there, but I haven't seen any rain. Not to say that isn't necessarily correct. Have a look at this for 3 wide action. Up the back straight here. 1.8 kilometres of it. That's Dan Icarus trying to get in on it as well. What's happened at the front? John Zhu has dropped down into P5. And Alice, I missed it. What happened? I'll go to the replay. Here it is. So that's Aiden Squires. Just brute horsepower there over the BMW. And he is able to take the race lead. So Aiden Squires, a much better start than what we saw last week. We'll go back to live action in a second. There we go. And yeah, there is Aiden Squires in P1 right now, leading Breno Ellis. Glory Babby, he's already moved up 3 spots. He's moved up into P number 3. Jack Steele, I think that's where he started, wasn't it? He started in P3. And John Zhu, he started in P2, so he's dropped 3 spots on the opening lap of this one. First 30-minute sprint race of the evening. And Aiden Squires in the Ford Mustang, looking quite nice at the moment. So track is a greasy, track is 22, air is 17. No signs of rain yet. Doesn't look like it's forecast for this race. We'll have to see how that does eventuate, but I think that was Hamilton getting the move done on Marosk there. Oh, that's Andy Bear closing up deep under brakes on Chris Wren. But also good driving from everyone as well, so no first lap incidents. So a big tick there to everyone. We go on board with Zoo. Not Zoo, with Glory Babby. He's got Jack Steele behind him in what looks like a very fast Lexus this evening. Oh, and Breno Ellis just does not have the pace up the back straight there. Have a look at this! Was there contact between Ellis and Steele? Glory Babby is going to go through here as well. I think I'm going to miss the replay because I want to stick with this action. And Jack Steele just dropped a spot. He's moved down into P5. And Breno Ellis, I wonder what the issue is. Is it a setup that he's chosen a higher downforce setup to make his way through the corners a little bit nicer? Whatever the setup was, it worked for qualifying. Maybe not so much the race trim right now. Well, he's in P2, but yeah, down the straight is going to be where he'll be very, very vulnerable if that is indeed the case. Oh, he gets touched! He gets touched again! He goes around! This is big championship implications as well. Let's see that again. So looking from the rear of Alice's car, that's Glory Babby in behind him. Oh, yeah, a little bump. And then bang, John Zhu hits him. All accidental, the John Zhu one. And contact there between the two. And we go back to live images, and Breno Ellis has dropped down into P11. So from 2nd into 11th, he's got a bit of damage on the side of the car there as well. Here's John Zhu, he's made his way past Glory Babby. Hederman and Steele are all in there, so is Luke, so is Lawless. Phillips and Extra Sketch are in there too. And it's all starting to heat up a little bit now. It's 25 minutes still to go. 952, who's that? That's Braithfield, so he's got some sort of issue there. Not too sure what that is. We'll get back to the action because it's all kicking off along the back straight. I remember the straight has got a name, but I don't bloody know what it is right now. Here's Lawless. There's cars everywhere. They're going 3 wide. Glory Babby, what's happening, Glory Babby? Is he perhaps waiting for Breno Ellis, maybe? I would think so. Yes, he is. He is, because that is the sort of driver that he is. He's redressing that incident from the previous lap. He has been known to do such sporting acts like that. Oh, Skinny Luke and Phillips in the Meatworks entry. They make contact. So they saved all the craziness. There's Braithfield still on the side of the track there as well. He is working on getting going. Extra Sketch drops back. Breno Ellis is in there. So is Babby. So you got this full angry pack from about 6 down to roughly about 12th right now. In the meantime, though, this guy, have a look at the gap. It's 5.2 seconds. Aiden Squires, a 156.4 second lap on that previous trip around, just to do a comparison. Half a second faster than John Zhu, who's sitting in P2 right now. Hederman, Steele, Lawless, Luke, have a look at this angry pack making their way through here up the front straight. And that's Glory Babby making a big lunge around the outside. He drops down a spot into P number 9, Tarab Bank. He's going to try and take advantage of this as well. So 2 championship contenders both drop down into P8 and P8 and P10 right now, as that is Phillips and Bank. That's Hamilton and Icarus as well. Got little rubs and little bumps going on everywhere right now, but it all filters out. Bank into 11th, Phillips into 12th. Here's Breno Ellis. He's going to tuck under the rear wing of the Nissan, but as we've seen, he just does not have the pace on the front straights. He is in the slipstream though, so maybe that is going to work to his advantage a little bit. That's behind him, Matt Bursa. And looks like Steele and Hederman have both swapped spots. That's up the back straight as well. So I'd say that would have just been your standard slipstream and overtake. Here's through turn 8. This is Alice and Etch a Sketch and Phillips and Bag with a big one. That is at a very, very fast corner indeed on the circuit. And he's come out all right. Let's see. So he's with Phillips here. And they're going to make contact here. They do. Oh, it's, yeah. And away he goes. So that was Dan Icarus. So those two are battling it out right now in the Pro-Am Championship. I'm trying to keep up here. Lots of crazy action going on. Only 8 minutes. This is good. I was trying to have a look at my notes. So yeah, it was Tarab Bank and Dan Icarus. They're both battling it out for the Pro-Am Championship. This feels like a full-on qualifying session for half an hour right now. So Glory Babby, Matt Bursa, they're down in 9th and 10th. So just trying to catch my breath here. Squires, he's leading this race by 6 seconds. He's flying right now at 55.337. John Zhu just set the fastest lap of the race at 55.187, but he's 5 seconds down the road from our race leader right now. Jack Steele sitting there in 3rd position. Hederman in 4th. Lawless, Luke, Etch, Bursa and Babby. That's your top 10 right now. They're all covered by, 15 seconds at this stage? But Aiden Squires is definitely the class of the field right now, making up for last week's disaster on the first lap. Watched some racing of Aiden Squires during the week as well in another league, so I'm always impressed with how much racing a lot of these guys do as well. They just love it. So I don't have the energy to be racing every day. I love the commentary side of it, but the racing, these guys, yeah, absolutely love it. So, and when you're good at something, why wouldn't you like doing it? But this is Bursa. So where did he start? He started in 7th. Oh, that's Etch a Sketch. A little bit of a 360 pirouette there. Let's go to the replay. And does he do it by himself? He does. Oh, he makes a little bit of contact. Oh, and Bursa gives him another whack as well. So Bursa will be feeling that a little bit right now too. As we go back to live action. So Glory Babby, he's able to get past Matt Bursa on that trip around. So he moves his way up into P8 and he's got Breno Ellis just up ahead. And Breno Ellis right now is hunting down Skinny Luke, who's occupying 6th position on the road and 6th position in the championship. So last round was a 4th. I don't think he raced the sprint round, I'm not too sure. But anyway, looking good right now is Skinny Luke in the Aston Martin. Being put under all sorts of pressure though by Breno Ellis. Let's see what he can do. But Aiden Squires leading the way at 154.7 that 4/10 faster than John Zhu on that previous trip around. So Squires has got that Mustang hooked up. What about Breno Ellis? We've seen him having difficulties on the straight. I'm starting to think now perhaps it was some sort of technical issue that he was having, equipment issue, not too sure. But no issue there. Good move down the inside there from Breno Ellis. Good mature driving from Skinny Luke as well. He's going to have to hold on to it here. And he solidifies that position. So he's 2.2 seconds down the road from Lawless. He was a couple of tenths faster on that previous trip around was Ellis. So he'll have to get a bit of a move on. And what have we got down here in 16th, 17th, 18th and 19th? This is Cutler. He's dropped a spot down. That's Douglas behind him. That is Harnett in the Team Kiwi Racing entry, the second one. Kevin Harnett. He's in 19th position at the moment. So he started in 24th. Up 5 spots for him, having a good race in that TKR liveried Lamborghini. His teammate though, Bracefield, down there in P24 right now. He's battling it out with, that's Terad Bank, but he's lapping him right now. Bank is in 14th and he's wearing the battle scars from earlier on in this race as well. Has really settled down now. The track was greasy in the beginning. Is progressed to fast, so still not ideal conditions. Ideal enough though. The cloud cover, the forecast looks like there is no rain scheduled at this stage. It is overcast and looking to remain overcast, but the rain that was spoken about prior to the race, not looking like it is eventuating at this stage. Field has started to really spread out a lot now too. You can find that on this circuit, being 5.66 kilometres long. Jack Steele up here. The Mistral Straight. There we go. I knew it had a name, but I couldn't remember. It's the Mistral Straight. There's an airport very, very close to here as well. I think you can sometimes see it in the game. Planes landing in the airfield around you. If you take a wander around like you can do in sort of like a free roaming sort of thing in the replay mode. There's a story about Ralph Schumacher once, a famous story around here. I won't reminisce about it now. We've got Jack Steele, so he's 1 second away from John Zhu. You can see that is the gap between them right now. We're almost at the halfway mark of this race at this stage, the first 30-minute sprint race, one of two this evening. You're just listening to that V8 absolutely humming along the back straight. If you go over those the three little pop-up markers that you saw there on the left-hand side, that will invalidate your lap around here. And the colour of it's like a grip tape on the side. It's the blue colour is like a lighter abrasive, and the red is a stronger abrasive. So the red will stop you faster than the blue coloured grip tape, if you like. So it acts in the same way as a gravel track would, which I thought was quite interesting. And it's very much a signature design of this circuit, signature style, if you like. Now, they did say there was a mandatory fuel for this race, which I found a bit odd, being a 30-minute sprint race. But I was having a look in the Discord, and that's what I was I was sort of saying at the beginning of the race. I'm just trying to make sure that I've got all my ducks in a row, but I was looking at round number 6. So round number 6, Paul Ricard, the practice, the qualifying, 15 degrees, rain likely 3 to 5 millimeters. So we were promised rain. The rain has not yet come. Tyres unlimited, mandatory pit equals tick with fuel. So I may be wrong, but I assume that means mandatory pit for fuel. Maybe, I'm not too sure, but that's what I thought. We'll have to wait and see. There's still 13 and a half minutes left. You just don't often get pit stops in sprint races, so that was my confusion. We'll see what pans out here as we're watching Glory Babby. He's tucking into the slipstream of Skinny Luke just up ahead. Going to be able to get this overtake done before the right-hander signs, and he does not. Oh, Luke runs wide, but not too wide there. Those markers that you can see there, that's where you invalidate your lap there. That's the track limits. Ooh, Babby having a little look down the inside. That back end just wanted to step out a little bit there. Babby will continue to work away on the rear bumper of Skinny Luke. Breno Ellis is doing the same thing just up the road, except he's doing that to Gary Lawless right now. We go on board with our championship leader. Sorry, not our championship leader. He's P2 in the championship right now. Glory Babby is leading the way. Breno Ellis has got the number 1 on his door. You'd be hoping to keep it that way, using all of the available track to him. And let's see how he goes here. Let's check the speed trap. So speed trap fastest times 291, Alice is 287, Lawless is 280. So the Bentley should be quite vulnerable here, as Alice is going to send it down the inside. No, he doesn't. That's Ben Hederman up ahead as well. So he's put in a fantastic effort. He started in P5. He's currently in 4th right now. Gary Lawless has had a great race as well. He started in 8th. So he's up in 5th at the moment as well, battling it out with Breno Ellis. So in terms of championship implications, it's kind of cancelled itself out. Ellis and Babby, neither have got an advantage. Ellis only slightly, because he's ahead of Babby at the moment, so he'll get a few extra points, but not enough to close that gap down. as... Oh, I was looking at the wrong one. There we go. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong notes. I was like, that doesn't seem to be right. It is right now, though. Alright. So, Babby was able to get past Skinny Luke. I did miss that. My apologies. I was fumbling and bumbling around with my notes. I'll try and make sure I get Alice if he makes a move down the Mistral Straight. So that's Hedeman up ahead. Last lap around at 54.572. Lawless at 54.562. And Breno Ellis at 54.7 flat. So he was the slowest of the three cars there. Squires did a 54.1. John Zhu at 54.4. Here we go. And Alice is going to be able to get past. He does. So nice work from Breno Ellis. He moves up one spot. Every little point counts at the moment. It's only 3.5 points the difference in the championship. So Alice in P5 right now. Here's Jack Steele. He's on the chase. He's on the hunt. He's got John Zhu just up ahead of him, who I have to say has had a great race. John Zhu, hasn't he? He started in P2. He's avoided any. He almost got caught up in that early race incident with Glory, with Breno Ellis and Babby. He did make contact with Alice. It wasn't too harsh, but it doesn't look like it's affected his pace. So he's currently sitting in P2 at the moment. He's third in the championship as well. So he was only 20 points off Glory Babby. He's on track to finish second. Jack Steele has got a lot to say about that. But John Zhu potentially inserting himself into this championship chase even further. He's currently P3 in the championship. So interesting times ahead for the remainder of this one. Steele makes his way up the straight. Let's tick over to Alice and Lawless. Nothing really going on there at the moment. Steele not making up much ground. Where's Glory Babby? So he's down there in 7th right now. So, a bit of a recovery drive again from Glory Babby this race after last round in Suzuka. He had the incident with Squires on the opening lap, and then he came into contact with, I think it was Hudson, who I don't think is racing this evening, and he hit him on a funny angle. I shouldn't laugh, but he hit him on a funny angle. I'm thinking of that lock, stock and two smoking barrels that hit him from a funny angle. Anyway, and he actually ended up getting disqualified because he had to reverse in the pits. He had to do like a 10-point turn. So, not racing tonight, but that was Babby. So he'll be hoping he doesn't have any issues like that. He's got Lawless 3 seconds up ahead. But Alice, in the meantime, he's all over the back of Ben Hedeman, who is another one who's gone he went under the radar in qualifying, and he's gone kind of under the radar in the race. He's got a race victory already under his belt so far this season. It was at Bathurst, so he knows what it's like up the pointy end of the field, and he currently has the championship reigning champion tucked in behind him. For how much longer though, we will see. And so it must have been some sort of technical issue earlier with Alice, because he didn't have any speed up the back straight, but now he does, and hey presto, he's in P4. So Breno Ellis continues his charge back up the field, 4th 6 seconds back now from Jack Steele, so that might be a bridge too far for him. But a good sort of damage limitation situation for him. And we've also got race 2 still to go. So plenty of time to make up more points. And here's the Alpha Pack Racing teams. That mean that it just sketches the Alpha of the pack. Not sure, but they're in 12th and 13th right now. The Nissan and the Lexus. 2 Japanese brands. And Aiden Squires, haven't seen too much of him this evening because he's been doing this. He's miles out in front. 6 seconds is the gap. His last trip around, a 154.865. John Zhu, a 154.507. So he's got the pace, does John Zhu. He's able to keep Jack Steele at bay as well. So perhaps he would be just thinking consolidation here. A bit of sort of the back end sliding out. Might just be happy with P2 for now and then reset, reload for race number 2. And Jack Steele once again putting in a very strong performance after last week. He's leading the AM Championship by an absolute country mile. I don't know why he's ranked as AM, but yeah, he's probably a bit higher caliber than that, I would say. We're watching Lawless and Hederman. So 3 minutes 40 still to go. Squires, Zhu, Steele, Alice, Hederman, Lawless, Babby, Luke, Ursa, Phillips. Nice work, Simon Phillips. Where did you start? He started 13th. Good work. The car behind him, Philip Hamilton, he started 18th. So he's up 7 spots into P11. So nice work from him. Who else has made some big spots? Andrew Gallagher. He's up 5 spots from where he started, 20th into 15th. Shane Robbins in the Wolfpack Racing entry. He's up 6 spots from 16th, from 22nd into 16th. He's got Andy Baird just tucked in behind him in the Porsche. And that's where he's able to keep him for now. Oh, see, that's the thing in the middle of... Got you now. The graphic in the middle of the wing. That's like the. I don't want to butcher it because it's sentimental to Shane Robbins. Anyway, just making an observation out loud. So Hamilton up 7. Who else? Squires up 3. So good racing from him. Kevin Harnett, he's up 5 positions as well. So. Getting to the closing stages of this one, just to tick over 2 minutes left. Probably a couple of laps left in it for now. But it's Squires, 5.5 seconds ahead of John Zhu. He's 2 seconds up the road from Steele. Alice is almost 6 seconds behind them. Then it's Hederman and Lawless. That's really the only 2 in the top 10 that are relatively close to one another. That's Morosk just getting out of the way in the Ferrari. So intelligent driving from him. Nice work. Tucks back in the slipstream. Good place to overtake through there though. And Andy Bear got past Shane Robbins. Let's go back and have a look. Oh, so Robbins has got a little bit untidy there. And Bear swings through and takes that spot. So nice work, Andy Bear. P16. And there we go. Leader is on the final lap, but he hasn't finished the lap yet. Oh, it's trying to trick me again. As these two making their way up the Mistral Straight. And Robbins swaps back. So he and Andy Bear swap positions. Now he should be on the last lap, Aiden Squires. So I'll make sure I'll try and get him coming across the line. Harnett and Dodo, they're having a great old battle down there in 18th and 19th. And it looks like I was incorrect about the fuel. So, yeah, didn't get that one right. But no harm, no foul. But it's been the Aiden Squires show today. He didn't race in the first couple of rounds, I think it was. So he came on board round 3. I assume he's been part of ATR for longer than that, and he's definitely part of other leagues, that's for sure. I've seen him racing around the traps. But been an absolutely phenomenal performance from him. So these races can be tricky sometimes when you're that far out in front. The mind can wander, and you can make silly little mistakes that cost you big time. Aiden Squires has definitely not done that. He has put together a fantastic race, dominating fashion. He's going to win this race by over 5 seconds. So big congratulations to Aiden Squires, who I reckon is pretty happy about it. Well done, Aiden Squires. Race number 1 of round 6 winner, John Zhu, coming home to a very well-deserved P2. Well done to him. Jack Steele, another podium position. Congratulations. Breno Ellis ends up coming home in P4. Hederman in 5th. Good work, Ben Hederman. Gary Lawless. Good work to Gary Lawless as well in 6th. I reckon that'll be his best position, finishing spot for the season. Gary Lawless. Skinny Luke. Bursa. Here comes Phillips. Good result for him. Hamilton, a good result for him as well. Etch-a-Sketch. Dan Icarus. Tarab Bank tucked in behind him. So that's P1 and P2 in the Pro-Am. So that will continue to be closely challenged. Andrew Gallagher, he's going to come home in 15th position. We'll get him crossing the line. But that's the sprint race number 1, the first 30-minute race. We're going to jump into a 10-minute qualifying session as the rest of the field crosses the line. Where are you, Andy Bear? There he is. Dylan Douglas in 20th. And then it will be Cutler and Chris Wren, final cars on the lead lap. But well done, Aiden Squires. Big congratulations to him. He is sprint race number 1 victor. And let me see. In terms of... so that's A Squires. I think that's his first race victory of the season. It is. So big congratulations to Aiden Squires. His first race victory of the season. John Zhu, Jack Steele. That rounds out your top 3. Let's... hang on. Yep. Yeah, so now we will wait for this thing to be reset. We'll jump into another 10-minute qualifying session. And then we are going to do another 30-minute race. So that will be sprint race number 2. So, it's raining as well. All right, here we go. Who will be the first car out? It's Glory Babby. Nice big tail slide there. Here we go. Wet conditions. Track is wet. So... it's not greasy, it's not fast, it's wet. So the rain has finally arrived, and Glory Babby is going to be the first. I've had some rainy races around here before. Thunderstorms, in fact, around Paul Ricard. A very scary circuit in the wet sometimes. Breno Ellis making his way out on the track. So is Etch-a-Sketch. Jack Steele on his way out there as well. So the lap that we saw in qualifying, I think it was a 59.252. So we're not going to see anywhere near that in these conditions. But we'll see how it goes. See, this is what I love. I love the lights, the reflection on the road as well. Looks so good. Gotta love it. Yeah, so everyone out there, as I mentioned, 10-minute qualifying session. Who was the first car out? It was Glory Babby, wasn't it? Yeah, so he's making his way towards the final corner. Here he goes. Let's ride with him. Let's have a look at the lap in the wet. Will you be able to use as much as the curb in the wet as well? You've just come from driving it in the dry as well, so it's that complete contrast from dry to wet. There hasn't been a gradual progressive build up, so you have to like really switch your mind to bang, I'm going to wet weather. They would have all obviously done practice in the wet as well, so they'd be prepared for it. But you still got to make that mental flip, if you like, as he makes his way up the 1.8 kilometre Mistral Straight. Looking pretty tidy so far. Oh, that's Robbins running very wide there through turn 8. But so far, Babby looking very, very tidy indeed. Track conditions 14 degrees, so it is chilly. Looks like we might get a little bit of a break in the weather and then more rain on the way. I'll have to wait and see, but to shake out right now. What is the time that that Babby's going to set down as the marker to beat? Just getting up on the curb there. And a 201.487. Car 666. Where are you, car 666? That's Shane Robbins. Here we go. Here's Breno Ellis. He goes to the top of the times, 201.190. Chris Wren will be making his way through shortly as well. Yep, he's just coming towards the end. So Steele is making his way through Etch a Sketch as well. So Chris Wren will come across the line, P6. Skinny Luke on his way towards the end of the lap, 33. Tarab Bank in the Porsche. Let's see how he can handle these conditions. Only a 10-minute qualifying session, so we're already over the halfway mark. What sort of time can Bank do? Good enough for P7. 95. I'm too slow. 67. Car 67. Here's Nick Pickin. Drives have gone again. That's pretty much the optimal strategy as well. Just go out there, run the full 10 minutes. Let's have a look at Glory Babby. So he's setting another time right now. So 201.190. He's up on his best time by a long way. So I reckon we're going to see the times shuffle around quite a lot in this short, sharp 10-minute session. And Babby, he goes top of the pops. 2:08.97. Here comes Breno Ellis. So he's beating his previous best time. Is it going to be fast enough, though, to knock off Glory Babby? I think it is. It is. So he moves up into P1. Here's Breno Ellis making his way across the line. He's going to go to the top of the times as well. So His times are going to tumble. Where's Aiden Squires? So our first race victor yet to set a time. So down there in 18th at the moment. But right now, Jack Steele is top of the times. He's Dan Icarus. He's currently 8th position at the moment. He'll improve on that time, but not on the position. Tarab Bank, we've already seen. What about Ben Cutler? He's up considerably on his best time. Moves up into 15th position. Gary Lawless after the strong race 1. Let's see what he's got. He's not going to improve on that at all. Skinny Luke, he is going to improve on that time. This might get him onto the second row of the grid. He's going to catch a nice little bit of a tow here from one of the TKR cars. And that's good enough for P4 with just under 2.5 minutes left on the time. And is it already, hasn't stopped raining, has it? No, not yet. Might just start to lighten off perhaps, maybe, not sure. Picken, he moves up into 8th position. Nice work from him. Here's Philip Hamilton. No, he's not going to improve on his time. What about John Zhu? He's currently in P2 right now. Just over 2.5 tenths away from Jack Steele. But it's Steele, Zhu, Alice, Babby, Luke, Lawless, Hamilton, Hederman, Picken and Etch. Let's move over to Etch-a-Sketch and see what he's got going on. He's about 1.5 tenths away from Nick Picken in P9. Not looking like he's going to improve his time at the moment. We'll stick with him till the end. What's happened to Hamilton? He's teleported back to the pits. And Etch-a-Sketch moves up into... remains in P9. Here comes Hederman. He's a couple of tenths up on his best time, with just a tick over 1 minute left in this qualifying session to set the grid for round number 6, race number 2. So the first pole position was taken by Breno Ellis. He's currently sitting in P3 right now, less than a minute remaining. He is out on a lap. I think he's just warming up. Oh, he's off. He's off. Is that the final turn? It is. So it's not going to be a clean sweep qualifying, and that is going to be it, I reckon, for Breno Ellis. I think he's just content just to watch the field go by. I don't know if he wants to try and get one more lap in. It doesn't really seem like he's in much of a hurry. Here's Glory Babby. He's sitting in P4 right now, 3.5 tenths off the top position. He's a couple of tenths up on his best time right now. We're counting down T-minus 10 seconds to the end of qualifying, so this will be the last lap for him. And is Breno Ellis, he's gone back to the pits, I believe, or no, he's gone around. So he crossed the line in time. Here comes the 47. Glory Babby is not going to improve his time. Not enough to improve his position anyway. And P4 for Glory Babby. Here is Jack Steele. He's on an absolute flyer right now. Half a second up on his best time of a 2:05. He is looking, can he go sub 2 minute right now? He was fast in free practice. Let's see what he can do here as he flies to the line. It's going to go sub 159. It does. 59.972. Jack Steele absolutely on fire. Here comes Aiden Squires. Etch-a-Sketch crossing the line. Hederman just up ahead as well. So 10th position, I think, will be the best that he can take away from this one. Alice is still out there, so he's 2 tenths up on his best time, but he's 9 tenths off the top step there, Jack Steele. Here comes Andy Squires. Aiden Squires, 7 tenths up on his best time, and he goes to P2. Nice work, Aiden Squires, in the dying moments of this qualifying session. Qualifying session for sprint race number 2. 30 minutes coming up shortly. Gary Lawless just needs to finish his lap though. Can he get onto the second row of the grid? He's 3 tenths up on his best time. If he keeps that, he might just be able to start in P4 here. Breno Ellis will have a fight on his hands to keep P4. He's 3/10 up on his best time. He's just behind Gary Lawless here at the moment. So even if he does, it might be short-lived. However, lived nonetheless. Gary Lawless, he's going to cross the line. Goes up into P5. Breno Ellis, he moves up into P3. Nick Picken, he is going to move up into P7. But it is Jack Steele. Congratulations. He is the pole position winner, and I do believe that is his first pole position for the season. A big congratulations to Jack Steele in the Lexus. He was super fast, a 59.972, almost 7/10 clear of Aiden Squires, our race winner. Breno Ellis, John Zhu, Lawless, Babby, Picken, Loop, Phillips, and Bank. That is your top 10. And Jack Steele sits atop of all of those cars, all 25 in the field. I'm going to have a quick little break. Be back in like 1 minute.
Seconds.
All right, we are back, and grid is set. Rain is not falling, and does not look like it is forecast, which is a bit of a shame. Track at 24 degrees, air is 17, so track conditions not too bad. So looking forward to this. Quite well behaved on lap 1, race 1. Let's see what we've got in store here for race number 2. Sprint race 2, the last of the evening. This is to complete round number 6, 6 of 8. So only a couple of more still to go after this. It's the Hungaro ring and the Red Bull ring. Just need the Nürburgring in there as well. There's the field, waiting for the signal. And that will commence race number 2. Steele got a good jump, so did Alice. Squires is getting bogged down a little bit there. John Zhu just tucking in behind him as they all file in for turn 2. It's going to be Aiden Squires and Breno Ellis just dueling for position there as they all make it through quite nicely in these wet conditions. Track is at wet, and once again we start the race without incident. So a big tick for everyone involved. Once again, all the drivers had their common sense pills. God, I sound so old, don't I, when I say stuff like that? But they're all in their best behaviour. One of the boards goes flying. There's Babby and Squires going at it. And I don't think we've got any other issues further down the field. Nah, we're looking pretty good right now. Now this is where Alice came undone in the first race. That's Zhu. It's Babby ahead of Squires. No, it's Babby. It says Squires and Babby. My timing screen, it says Squires is ahead of Babby, but you can see on the actual screen there, Babby is ahead of Squires. I think now it has updated. was just going through the timing sector, got a little bit weirded out. But it's Alice leading from Steele, so Steele has lost the lead. Here comes Babby down the inside of Steele. They make a little bit of contact, and Alice this time has been the beneficiary of that. Where's John Zoo? He's in 6th. Last time he made a bit of contact. Have a look at that, 3 wide. They were going through there. Babby, Squires, Luke. It was Babby, Steele, and Luke. Sorry, not Squires. Squires is in. I'm not too sure what the hell is happening with him at the moment. It says that he's P8. He's 3rd on the timing screen. I don't know what's happening. Alice runs deep at the final turn, and now Babby is leading this one. My timing is all over the place. I don't know what's happening. It's Babby from Alice from Steele. Luke is in there. Phillips as well. Zoo, Hamilton, Hedeman, Braithfield. Braithfield's up there. Where did you start, Braithfield? He started in P14. He's up 5 positions already. Jack Steele is around. Jack Steele is around. What happened here? We're on the replay. This is coming into turn 1. He's there with Alice. Go side by side. Skinny Luke behind him. And, oh, he's done it by himself. He's done it by himself, Jack Steele. Oh, that is really bad luck. As we go back to live action, and that was, where is it? Etch-a-Sketch? No, it was, I've lost it. It was Icarus. Let's go back on the replay here. So he's got Squires just up ahead of him. Then that's Harnett. And is this it? I don't know if I've got the right. I think I got the right one. No, I don't reckon I do. My apologies. I don't. It wasn't the right one. My apologies. Hamilton and Zoo as we go back to live images. Oh, have a look at this gaggle of cars. Have a look at it. That's Hamilton, Bracefield, Hedeman's in there. John Zoo is in there. Track still at wet. They're driving like it's dry though. Look at Simon Phillips is up in P2. Where did Simon Phillips come from? He started in 9th position. He's up 7 spots already. Simon Phillips in the Meatworks entry in P2. Ahead of Skinny Luke, ahead of Breno Ellis. Hamilton, Bracefield, Hedeman. So some guys that we don't normally see up this end of the field are up there. Harnett and Wallace in 11th and 12th. Dan Icarus has gone around. I will get the replay on this one. What happened? So that was Harnett behind him in the TKR entry. That's Aiden Squires just up ahead. And, a little bit of contact. And he has to spin that around and we go back to live images. I think all things considered though, the wet conditions, the driving was still immaculate from everyone at the beginning of this one. But Simon Phillips, he is the surprise packet of the race so far. Started in P9, up 7 spots into P2. Glory Babby, on the other hand, he is in the lead of this one. He started in P6, so he's up 5 spots. Skinny Luke is up 5 spots. Hamilton, Bracefield up 8. Hedeman up 5. Dodo up 10 spots in P12. So massive swings at the beginning of this one. Here's Bracefield. He's looking to get past Hamilton, go up into top 5. So I wonder if this is a tyres situation where guys started on dry tyres as opposed to wet tyres, and it's paying off big time right now. Maybe that is the case, possibly. Maybe just that sort of count that accounts for the big swings. Nonetheless, it's making for some great racing right now. Track has gone to damp as well, so it's already evolving. Bank and Icarus down there as well. Chris Wren looking to make a move. Butler on Andy Bear and Morosk in there as well. So plenty of action in the opening stages of race number 2, sprint race number 2 for round number 6. And it has kicked off very, very nicely. And Skinny Luke, he's all over the back of Simon Phillips. And Glory Babby, he is out of here. 5 seconds is already the gap for him. He just pumped in a 1:59.615, which was a full second faster than Simon Phillips on that previous trip around. And Bracefield and Alice. Brad Bracefield just put a move on race 1 winner, Breno Alice. Watch this. Is he going to go down the inside? He is. And he gets it done. Nice work from the 952. And Alice has dropped another spot as well as we go back to live images. He's dropped down behind Hamilton, so he now occupies P number 6. So Alice, he has dropped 3 spots from P3 into 6. And now he's got Hederman. He's going to pile the pressure on as well. So is this a tyre choice that has gone awry for Breno Ellis? Or is he having the same issue that he had in the beginning of race number 1? Whatever it is, he needs to get it sorted. Here's Hederman down the inside. So Alice, he drops another position. So down into P7 now. Glory Babby up there in P3. So this is going to have championship implications because it's Glory Babby was leading the championship by 3.5 points. I'm not too sure what it was after race number 1 as the Alpha Pack Racing boys scrapping it out once again, 13th and 14th down there. But yes, this time it's a much bigger damage impact from Babby to Alice. Alice is P7 as opposed to P1. And Babby leading the way, but we're watching Skinny Luke and Simon Phillips. Simon Phillips currently sitting in P2. Skinny Luke giving chase. Glory Babby 5.3 seconds down the road. For anyone keeping score of the footy, it is a 40-point lead to Collingwood with 8.5 minutes left in the final quarter. That is looking very nice indeed. A lot better conditions in there than it is out here, but nonetheless, here we are. Hamilton and Hederman are the other 2 close cars in the pack. Marosk, Butler swapping positions down there. Here's Andy Bear and Shane Robbins. That's where towards which is at the start of the lap between these guys. That was to Ram Bank as well. So a nice little condensed pack down here in the lower part of the field. 17th and down. And Bank, good save-ish. He's been in the battles tonight, hasn't he? He's been in the wars. Let's go on board with him. That's for Rosk, a little contact, and manages to keep it going. And in the end, that was a good save from Tarab Bank. That was a good save from him. Harnett, he's moved up 1 spot into 15th ahead of Chris Wren. His teammate, Brad Bracefield, up there in 4th position. You love to see it. Love to see it, the Team Kiwi Racing entry. Skinny Luke still all over the back of the Lexus. Skinny Luke, he's had a good championship season as well. He's sitting 4th in the championship right now. Last round, he finished in 6th. In the second race of the sprint, the last sprint race that we had, he finished 4th. So he's looking to go one better, get himself on the podium here. Can he get as high as P2? Have to wait and see. We're still a ways away from that. 19 minutes still remaining in this one. Time absolutely flying. And Skinny Luke hounding the back of the Team Meatworks entry as these 2, Icarus and Dodo, they swap positions. Let's see how that came about. There we go. Oh, that, I think Dodo, he's just run wide. Ran deep there. And that was that. Go back to live images. There we go. Skinny Luke, drive-through penalty for Nick Picken. So I wonder if that might be too many invalidated laps, perhaps. Oh no! Phillips runs wide. He runs wide at turn 8, and that was enough to allow Skinny Luke through. Let's see what happened here. Let's go on board with Phillips. And then he just runs deep here. Look at that. Just completely understeers off. And that was enough for Skinny Luke to slip through. And he now occupies P2 as we go back to live images. So the good news for Phillips, he's 6.5 seconds up the road from Bracefield. And Bracefield's got Hamilton all over the back of his rear bumper. And then Hederman only a second behind it, as well as Bracefield. Oh, I thought he was making a pit stop then. No, my eyes deceived me. He was just going to the right-hand side of the track. So I reckon there's definitely a mixture of tyre strategies that have gone on here. But right now, it is Glory Babby leading the way. .2 seconds is the gap between he and Skinny Luke. Simon Phillips, he is just down the road there, just under a second away from Skinny Luke. And Dodo and Lawless continuing their battle down there. Dodo just off the track a little bit there, and Lawless moves through into P12. Here's Hamilton, Bracefield. So I think both these guys wanting to get perhaps some cooler temperatures into those tyres, judging by their positioning down the Mistral straight. Go through the fast right-hander on turn 8. Great to see these two guys up the front of the field. P5, P4, P5. Dodo and Lawless swapping positions again. Babby, 6.3 seconds the gap now between Luke. Less than just over half a second the difference between Luke and Phillips. So the difference was just Phillips, just that understeer moment that he had that lost him that position, lost him the position to Skinny Luke. So here goes Hamilton. This is for position. Not quite. He's got Hederman that he needs to keep an eye on as well. Behind him, Nick Picken serving his drive-through penalty. And it says Chris Hoffman has a drive-through penalty as well. This will be a good battle between Hamilton and Hederman. Hederman has definitely shown throughout the season he has pace. He's one of the faster guys in this series. That's Bracefield up ahead as well. So I think that tells you everything there, that these guys are on the wet tyres. The black car there on the right hand side is on the dry tyres. He doesn't need to cool his tyres down on this straight. Those other guys do. I think that's what I'm assuming anyway. So that's going to put Bracefield in a very handy position with these guys. If these guys are on wets and he's on the dries, track is going damp. Hamilton, big slide there. That's what's going to happen to those tyres. As they get older, they get warmer. And that is not what those tyres are designed to do. They're designed to be funneling water through them, many litres per second, and they're not getting that. So it goes all tacky and yuck, and just is not a very pleasant driving experience whatsoever. So that is going to help out Bracefield immensely. Breno Ellis, I don't know if he's on the same dry tyre strategy. He's down there 5.5 seconds off that battle. And John Zhu, he is in P number 8 right now, 1.5 seconds behind Ellis at the moment. Phillips is making up a little bit of ground here on Skinny Luke as they're at the beginning of another lap. Those yellow little mini sausage goes, they're so hit, especially on this corner here. You just want to like really clip that one. And then can they still take this flat out? This left-hander in the wet. Yep. It is damp now as well. So he's going to give them a little bit more comfort. And which side of the straight do these guys go on? They go on the right-hand side of the straight. So they too, I would think, are on the wet tyre strategy. Bracefield 9.7 seconds behind last lap. These guys did 57.8, 57.7. Here's Hederman and Hamilton. Bracefield ahead of them. And Bracefield able to keep them at bay for now. Here's Morosk. There's, I think, was that Dodo? I think. Oh no! What's happened, Harnett? The other TKR entry is going backwards. I'm not too sure what has he lost power. He definitely does not have his foot on the brake pedal. This might not be good because he's coming onto the racing light. What is going on here? So has he lost the brake pedal maybe? He's had to like go backwards. He's in second gear. I don't know. I think that's his night. He's done. Here's Hamilton making a run down the front straight. 6 seconds now is the gap between Babby and Skinny Luke. We're watching Hamilton right now. This is P4, P5. He's got Hamilton in the rear view mirror. You can see just there. 11 minutes remaining, so over the halfway mark. Will we see any action on this trip around? Have they given up? Oh, now Bracefield. He's on the right-hand side of the track, so maybe he's got the wet tyres as well. Ellis in the background. 5 seconds is the gap between he and this little group here. Icarus, he's making a move on Aiden Squires, so he gets that move done. So race 1 winner from first to P10. Icarus just hanging it well out there through 8 and 9. They're still going to be going at it here, so this is not a done deal by any stretch of the imagination. And in fact, it's definitely not. Squires goes back into P9. And Phillips! What happened, Phillips? No, he's okay. He's alright. I thought I saw him struggling there for a second. Oh, Bracefield! What happened to Bracefield? Oh, it was in contact with Hamilton! I missed it. We were watching the other battle there. There goes through Alice. There goes through Zoo. And oh, what an absolute shame. For Bracefield, he was doing so well. There was a podium in the offering there if something happened to the guys in front, but instead, with just over 9 minutes to go, he now finds himself in P8. He's got Aiden Squires tucked in behind him, 1.3 seconds down the road, as well as Dan Icarus, but Squires runs wide, so Icarus takes that spot. So Bracefield hopefully doesn't fall any lower than P8. He's 5.9 seconds down the road from John Zhu, who's there in P7. You can see that was the gap there, the flash of the black and purple Lamborghini. And in the meantime, Skinny Luke and Simon Phillips both fighting it out for P2, P3. And then the gap at the front, pretty well established right now. That's Desi Dodo looking for as much more as he can possibly get out there on the ripple strips. Have a look at him. So this is all for position right now. Nissan versus BMW power. Nissan power wins for now. And I think Skinny Luke has just set the fastest lap of the race at 1:58.470. So he's absolutely flying at the moment. These conditions are absolutely perfect for him. Agreeing with him immensely. Here comes Breno Ellis. So down there in P6, he's got Hamilton up ahead of him. Last lap around Hamilton at 2:01. And oh, what's happened to Skinny Luke? Let's go to the replay. He's by himself as well. This is a mistake. This makes the Bracefield situation even worse for him. And the back end just goes. Oh, he almost saved it. And it snapped back around. So, go back to live images. And Hamilton and Alice, they swap positions as well. Let's see how that came about. Down there in that complex of 4, 5, 6. Oh, they make a little bit more contact with one another. A little bit of hip and shoulder, and away he goes. So Breno Ellis trying to limit the damage. He's currently in P number 5 right now. 2.3 seconds down the road from Hederman. And Icarus and Bracefield are swapping positions up the Mistral Straight. That's Aiden Squires in there as well, so that's position 8, 9 and 10. Nothing's doing for now. Truck has gone to greasy. 23 degrees, so it's dropped a degree. Bracefield not wanting to give this up. But Skinny Luke's still in P3 right now. Simon Phillips in P2. What a phenomenal run from him. But this is great driving right now from Icarus, from Bracefield. Squires is going to get in on the action here as well. So they make their way through the final turn. 5.5 minutes left. Once again, the second race of the sprint race has delivered. Time has absolutely flown by. I've thoroughly enjoyed this. I hope you have too, watching. And Squires now is going to squeak past Bracefield. Get the inside line here. And Bracefield falls into P10 now. So 9 seconds down the road is Gary Lawler. So hopefully he can hold on from here for a top 10 finish. Here's John Zhu. He doesn't want a top 10 finish. He wants a top 6 finish right now. He's tucked in behind the rear wing of the big Aston Martin. Pulls out of the draft down the Mistral Straight. Does the Lamborghini have enough ponies under the hood to, or under the rear hood, the boot? You know what I mean. It's a mid-engined car, and he does. Nice work there from John Zhu. He now moves up into P number 6. And Alison Hederman, if they swap positions as well. Let's go back to it. Yeah, it was up the Mistral Straight. It was at the end, in fact. And then we could see the other overtake happening in the background there. So nice work there from Breno Ellis. He moves his way up into P number 4 as we go back to live images in a second. There we go. This is Marosk and Ren down there in 13th and 14th for those guys. Let's get across to Squires though, so he continues his charge. He's all over the back of Dan Icarus right now. They're going through that sort of that farm village, that village complex, I believe it's called. And Squires gets the move done down the inside, so he moves up another position. He's now in P8, so race 1 winner. Down in P8 right now, 10 seconds down the road from Philip Hamilton, who's doing a great job circulating in 7th there. He started in 13th, so up 6 spots. Great driving from Philip Hamilton. He's sitting 5th in the championship as well, you know, so he's having a good season. Kind of a bit under the radar. I rate this guy. I think he's alright. Very, very consistent. He was only 3 points behind Skinny Luke on 245 and only 13 points behind John Zhu. So Philip Hamilton, he's one to keep an eye on. He's a quiet achiever, is Philip Hamilton. John Zhu, he's not so much quiet about his achieving. He's definitely an achiever, that's for sure. He does it with a bit more flair though, as he tucks in menacingly behind the Aston Martin. And is he going to be able to get this job done? He is. Nice work from John Zhu. He now moves up into P number 5. So every point is going to count as we come down to the final 2 races of the championship. That will be held over the next 4 weeks. And right now it's this man here, Glory Babby. He leads the championship. He leads the race by over 6 seconds. A dominating drive from him right now. And I reckon it could possibly be the last lap. If he backs off a bit, and he can afford to do that, this will be the last lap. So I'll have to make sure I keep a very, very close eye on Glory Babby, because we may not get the signal. It was right on the borderline there. Jack Steele, I tell you what, from chocolates to boiled lollies for this bloke. He sat on the pole position here and down 16 spots into P17. So unfortunately for Jack Steele, and that was done all the start too. That was all through his own doing, unfortunately. But yeah, a race to forget for Jack Steele. Breno Ellis, can he snatch a podium here? This would be a sensational drive from him. If he can, he goes down the inside. He did that pretty easily as well. Skinny Luke wasn't able to put up much defense at all. And that is Breno Ellis. He now moves into P3 and onto the podium. So great recovery from Breno Ellis. He's back up to where he started, P3. But here's Glory Babby. And he will be feeling very, very happy with himself. He has taken out 1, 2, 3. This will be race win number 4 for him for the season. So he's making his way through turn 10. We'll soon follow turn 11. Here's Skinny Luke just on the background there. Will this be the final lap? We'll wait and see. It's 11 seconds to go. I reckon this is possibly going to be it. Yeah, it is going to be it. He's already a little bit of drifting there, but congratulations, Glory Babby, race 2 winner, 4th win of the season. Well done. A great drive from him in the chaos of the wet weather. Simon Phillips, good stuff, Simon Phillips in the Meatworks entry. He comes home in P2. Congratulations to him. Breno Ellis, great drive from him for P3. Well done to get on the podium. Good job, Skinny Luke. John Zhu in 5th position. Well done to him. Ben Hederman, another solid performance this weekend, P6. Here comes Philip Hamilton, a great drive from him in P7. Aiden Squires 8th. Dan Icarus, he's going to come home in P9 in the 222. He'll be happy because he's ahead of Tarab Bank. Bracefield, he comes home for P10. What could have been for him? Gary Etch-a-Sketch, Gary Lawless, Ren. Marosk is coming through as well. Well done. Good result for Jermaine Marosk there. Jack Steele, disappointing for him. He's going to come home in 16th after sitting it on pole position Desi Dodo, he's down there in 17th position for the number 4 BMW. Shane Robbins, he beats Matt Burser to the line. Andrew Gallagher is coming through as well, picking, and it will be Cutler. But congratulations, Glory Babby. That is his 4th race victory of the season. Well done to him. The championship fight is truly on, and it was a great round for these guys. So Breno Ellis was the pole position sitter in race 1, Jack Steele in race 2. The race 1 victor was Aidan Squires, and Glory Babby has taken out P number 1 in the second race for his 4th race victory of the season. Breno Ellis has got a couple. Ben Hederman and Aidan Squires was his maiden victory for the season as well in race number 1. So good stuff. That was weather affected. A couple of sprint races. I do like that format. I like the 10-minute qualifying session. That was really, really good. So I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I was a bit more fired up than usual tonight for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, I had a good time. I hope you did too. Come back again and see us 2 more weeks. And we're going to do this all over again. It's going to be at the Hungaro Ring. That will be the penultimate round before we head off to the Red Bull Ring for the final race of the season. So thank you very much for watching. Give it a like, do all that good stuff. If you want to get in contact with the league, there's links in the description. My name is Nick, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you hopefully in a couple of weeks.